Thanks, Ted, for joining us today. So today we're going to talk about cognitive. There's been a growing interest about cognitive in the past few years. So what do you think that is, and why do you think now?
Sure. Well, it's been very exciting to watch the growth and application of cognitive computing in all sorts of business problems, first off. Second, I think it's tempting to think there's been some technology breakthrough, some invention in the last couple of years that's really put us past a tipping point. But I don't see it that way. I see it as actually just an evolution of a couple different paths that have really come into their own within the last 3 to 5 years. Specifically, I think there's 3 things that have matured to a level that really provide an excellent platform that brings cognitive computing into an accessible world for every business. The first is, of course, the natural progression of computing power. Moore's law is still alive and well today. So with that, we get bigger, faster, cheaper computers. It's somewhat abstracted behind cloud computing now, but it's still happening. And at the heart of all of computer science and programming is still number crunching and running through large amounts of data. So having very approachable and cheap computing power enables you to do a lot very quickly, of course. The second is the exponential growth of data, the availability of data, the generation and creation of data. Just this 3-minute video is creating more data through high-def video than probably I generated the first 20 years of my life, right? So with all of that data creates this incredible base from which cognitive computers can learn from and grow and adapt. So data with computing power are the 2 keys there. The third, which has been sort of academically the most interesting to watch, is the ability for cognitive systems to process and interact with the rest of the world. And by that I mean their ability to digest the data and respond to it. They seem like simple breakthroughs, but things like natural language processing of the written word, ability for cognitive systems to read text and not just interpret it, but actually comprehend it, understand it, what it means, what's the context behind it. Understanding spoken language. There's a tremendous amount of verbal data through phone transactions and other records of sound, the ability to hear that or interact with the system through natural speech that you and I use, allowing computers to be part of that and understand it is key. And then finally, just vision for computers, image processing, video processing. The ability for cognitive systems to understand the visual world and that data, which is the largest portion of the amount of data that's been generated. So when all 3 of those come together, the computing power, the massive amounts of data, and then the machine's ability to really interact with that data, then you get incredible outcomes from cognitive computing, and that's what we've seen. So to me, it's not really left to decide, is the technology there to solve all these incredible cognitive problems? The technology is all definitely there. It's just for businesses to sit down and decide where do they want to start and who's the partner in technology and in practice that they're going to use to make those visions a reality.
Well, let's hope it's BP3. So thanks, Ted, for talking to us about cognitive today. You can check out more videos on cognitive, business process transformation, and digital transformation here on this channel.